saving everything on this website, right? It will not take my space, but the second benefit is going to be for you that you can access it anywhere, wherever you have the internet. While traveling, you can just go to your mobile or your laptop, and you can easily open, and whatever you wanted to refer, you can go and refer. Also, you will get all the documents at one place, right? So, like I have, we discussed the mortgage, we discussed the deed of trust, we discussed the quit claim deed. But have you seen? You won't be having so much time to go and find the quit claim deed. Okay, hota hoga quit claim deed, no worries, right? That is how. How many of you have opened, actually gone to Google and searched the quit claim deed or grant deed? No one, right? I know that everyone is so busy. So don't worry. I'm going to put these documents here shortly, maybe within a week, right? And we'll keep doing that so that you don't have to go here and there. Just go to your go to this and you will find all the documents and reference. You need not to download anything. You need not to save anything. Do you think that is going to be beneficial? Now let's start with the next topic. How many of you know this term? NMLS. NMLS.
Is it a certification that is required by the real estate to get a license in the US?
Right. Yes. So nationwide mortgage licensing system, right? Or services. It's nothing, just a website. You put on the Google NMLS. NMLS. Here is the NMLS website, right? Welcome to NMLS Resource Center, nationwide licensing system. So it is nationwide. Nationwide. That means it's not international wide. So I cannot apply. I wanted to get NMLS, but I cannot, because for that I need to go to US with at least V1 or L1 visa, right? So that means I need SSN, social security number, or similar type of identity. Then only I can apply. I can get training, but can't get license. And also this NMLS is also, this license is based, please keep your phone on mute unless you are going to speak. State licensing requirement means I cannot have the entire US license. If I wanted NMLS license, then I need to have state-wise license. I can have Arizona license, I can have New Mexico, I can have California, I can have Florida. So that is how. For every state, I need to get a license. I can have multiple licenses, that is fine. But for each state, I need to go through those states' rules and regulations. Right? This is the website. If you ever want, if you get interested, go to, right? There are a lot of training material as well, right? So you can go, there are videos as well. So whatever the state you wanted to get checklist, you can go through that checklist, and everything you will find here. For all the states, wherever you want to apply for NMLS. So what exactly this NMLS, as name itself telling us, the NMLS means Nationwide Mortgage Licensing System. So anyone, let's say I want to become a loan agent. I want to be a licensed person, because if I'm good, you might have seen, whenever you go to mall, you go to PVR, go to cinema hall, or go to a market, you will find so many people who will approach you, sir, I have State Bank credit card, I have ICICI Bank credit card, right? Means application, would you like to apply for it? Who are those? Credit card agent, bank agent. They try to sell the card, right? So they are not going to sell you card, but they are going to find the customers. They are trying to find the customer who are going to apply for a credit card. In the similar way, in US, all this mortgage business goes, done by the lender. Lenders are actually bank, or bank are, lenders. So they have to find the business. They have to find the customer who can apply loan with their bank, who can apply loan with their lending services, whatever they have, right? So those sale agent, when I say sale agent, means they are not specifically called sale agent, because sale agent is something else, but their term in India, that is how they are defined. Sale agent means credit card seller, loan seller, home loan seller, all these are sale agent, or we can say agent. Let's remove the sale word from them. Agent. Those are called in U.S. loan officer. Right? Loan officer, or MLO. MLO means mortgage loan officer, right? Or LOs, loan officers, loan agent. But I never heard that anyone is using this word loan agent. MLO, mortgage loan officer, or LOs. These are the basic, names which are mostly being used in this industry, in this mortgage industry, real estate mortgage industry. They can also be called real estate MLO, means real estate mortgage loan officer. Right? Now, anyone can become the loan officer, right? They can go and find the customers for the business. But when, let's say, I know most of the things about this industry, right? And I go to US and I start working for a bank or anyone. Okay, you bring the business, we will pay you some commission. Or someone is going to hire me as a loan officer. Okay, you go find the business, right? Find the customer, bring them to me, and then I will pay you every month this much. So it could be commission based. It could be full-time job as well. So I go to US, I become a loan officer, and I start finding the customer. As soon as I find the customer, I bring them to the whoever my the employer is. I bring them to them, right? But during this, let's say, lender, during this period, as a loan officer, to find the customer, I cannot go and stand on the road. I cannot go to a mall or a market or somewhere else, and there I will say, okay, loan, take a loan, take a loan. Is that going to happen? No, right? So there are different means. I need to find where is the people who are living. Do they know me? Do they require a loan? So I need to first do some research. Then I'm going to contact them. So after contacting them, I cannot say take a loan, come with me, come to my employer or to my bank, and they will give you a loan. No, that is not going to happen. I need, as a loan officer, I need to convince them. I need to give them lot of detail all about the market, how much loan they can get, why they should go to this particular bank, why they should come to me, how I can help them. So lot and lot of information, what kind of loan they can get, whether they can get a government loan or private loan or non-qualified loan, or how much, what should be the property price they should go for. So lot and lot of information they need to give to the customer. Then only customer will convince, okay, this person actually knows lot of information, and whatever he's saying, that I'm telling them, okay, I work for ICICI Bank and they have best lowest interest rate at the current time from all other banks, and we are giving that. We have lot of products under you will easily get qualified, you will get a quickest loan. So lot of information I need to share, right, with the customer. So when I'm going to do that, I need to be in compliant. Why I'm saying I'm compliant? Because if you have heard about the anti-steering disclosure, whoever has worked in the closing or processing or in different process, you must have seen that anti-steering disclosure. According to that anti-steering disclosure, no loan officer can steer borrower towards a specific product, right? In that, loan officer is going to write that I never can, steer means it's like don't go for a 30-year loan, go for 15-year loan, or go for a higher closing or lowest interest rate. I cannot steer. As a loan officer, I can put everything in front of them. Now it is their choice, whatever the product they want to select from there. I can give them a detail, but I cannot tell them, that they should go for, like, in that anti-steering disclosure, there are three different things. I'm just giving you an example. If you pay high loan transaction fees, because if anyone is taking a loan, they need to pay the transaction fee. So high loan transaction fees, you might get a loan on 5.5%. Right? In the second term, you could have a mid, right? Let's say here 5,000 loan fees and 5.5 here. The loan closing cost means loan transaction fees is 4,000, and they will get maybe 5%, or here could be, sorry, 5,500 and 5%. Here they will have low 4,000 and 6%. So that is how, I mean, pay higher closing cost, so interest rate is less, or closing transaction fees and interest rate both are almost similar, and then one is very high, one is very low, right? And I can tell, okay, because here if they go for this, obviously if I'm working on a commission base, I will get more commission, right? So I can steer them, but according to this disclosure, I need to sign it, right? And by signing it, I'm declaring that I didn't steer the borrower towards a specific loan amount, specific interest rate, or specific transaction amount. But for that, I also need to be educated with all this information, right? That is called all this information. I need to go through a one RESPA training, Real Estate Service Protection Act. Whatever the services we are providing, right, we need to be compliant according to this RESPA, Real Estate Service Protection Act, right? I cannot go beyond that. Otherwise, anyone can file a case against. So this is the RESPA document, or it has lot of training that I need to do. How many trainings, or what training, or for which state I want to apply for, that you will find in this website, NMLS. Now come to the NMLS. Once I go through all the training, I get compliant, right? I need to appear for a examination under the NMLS. Once I apply for that NMLS, then I need to appear for an exam. And once I pass that exam, it's 75% is the passing mark that I need to attain. If I get 75%, I will pass. And then I will be given an NMLS ID. That is called license, loan officer license. Right? There are few other documentation that I need to submit, then only I will get registered there. And then every 2 year, 3 year, right? It is not a permanent NMLS ID. Every 2 to 3 years, I have to renew it. All my details could be found easily on NMLS. I have to register myself. All my detail will be available here. If you create a login in the NMLS, or you subscribe to this NMLS, not you, but mostly the lender, whoever we will be working for, they get a subscription. Then if you are working as a lender, right, you can easily verify any loan officer, if you have loan officer name, their NMLS ID, you can easily go to this NMLS website. You can find their status, in which state they are licensed, what is their license number, and how long it is valid. So everything could be found in this NMLS website. This login ID and user ID and password obviously will be given to you by the lender only, right? It's a paid service. So that could only be given to you by your lender, by your investor, whoever you are working for, right? But to apply for NMLS ID, to get certified, they also need to come to this website. All the education, they will get all the workshops, events, and state licensing or whatever the training they need to go through, everything they can find in this website. They need to register themselves, need to submit all the documents. Once they get the date, they need to prepare for the exam, and that is how they can get licensed. Now, why I need this NMLS ID? As I told, first I need to convince the borrower. So I will show, here is my NMLS ID. Otherwise, who will believe me? I need to show my NMLS ID, my license as a loan agent, as a loan officer. The number second, once what happens, once I convince the customer, borrower, right, client, next thing what I need to do, I will get a application and will fill all the detail. Let's say I'm taking a telephonic interview or telephonic conversation with a customer. So I will ask, okay, what is your name, this, and your SSN number, your date of birth, what is your income, what is your asset, what are your expenses, everything. And I filling up this application, side by side. Once I filled all this application, I need to give this application to my bank, to my employer, that okay, here is the detailed loan application that I have filled, right? Loan application that I have filled. Now you can proceed with this loan application and whatever the next procedure, continue, right? So loan application, what according to this RESPA, anyone who is gathering all this information, loan officer, they need to sign this application. But the problem here is only the person can sign who will have his NMLS ID. It's not anyone can sign the application. No, that is not acceptable. This loan application can be signed only by the person who will have this certification, who will have this NMLS ID. Is that clear? So let's say I'm working for someone else. I can work, right? I'm not licensed. I can work with someone else who had the NMLS ID. So whatever the customer I'm finding, whatever the loan application that I'm creating, I need to get it signed by that person. So that means when this application will go to bank, that person will get commission, not me. And whatever my share will be paid by that other person who had this NMLS ID. Make sense? Is that correct or not?
Yes, sir.
So that is why every loan officer wanted to have an NMLS ID, but not everyone will have an NMLS ID. Someone failed the exam, somebody cannot get, they don't have proper documentation. There could be different reasons that people are not getting approved or they will not have NMLS ID, so they can work for someone else, right? Is that clear why the NMLS ID is required? Because loan application always need to be signed by this person to submit to lender, to submit to bank, right? But this application need to be signed only by a person who will have NMLS ID, because they also need to submit their NMLS ID in this application. अभी तक ठीक चल रहा है? करेक्ट है सब? कोई डाउट है? Any doubt to anyone? Okay, so now the person, let's say, as I was telling, I moved to US, and then I started working with someone. Then they told me that now you have enough time in the US, you should apply for NMLS ID. You have all the documentation ready. So I applied for NMLS ID. Now I appeared for exam, right? And I got my NMLS ID, right? I'm the licensed person. So I'm not going to work for the same person. Now I wanted to switch. I wanted to move. Everyone wanted. You are here to grow, right? So that is why I also wanted to move to someone else. Now, what are my, as a loan officer, certified loan officer, where should I move? I can go to bank. I can go to lender, right? Lender or bank are same, right? So I can go to anyone. Now, the first scenario, I go to, let's say, Citibank, or I have been hired by Citibank. I am hired as a full-time employee. Full-time employee, that means I will go outside on the field and will find customer. Obviously, Citibank is going to train me, will give all the pamphlet, all the information about their product, right? About the interest rate, whatever going in the market in currently, and what kind of lending the Citibank is doing, what kind of product they are offering on a home loan. Now I am fully trained. I'm going outside and will start finding, will make connection with, through online, through telephonic call, through friend circle, through relatives, and sometimes I can, start fair, home loan fair, or anything I can do to find a customer. As soon as I find the customer, what I'm gonna do, what I will be doing, I will get the application, will get the information, and will submit it in the bank. So let's say I'm going to a customer, I found a customer, how I'm going to, hi, my name is Sudesh Kumar, and I work for Citibank, right? And in Citibank, there are so many good products now have been launched by Citibank, right? You can get a lowest interest rate. There are so many other benefits to take loan from Citibank. So borrower got convinced, and they signed the application, or they, provided all the application to all the information to me. I filled out everything in the loan application, and then I happily go to bank, and I told, today's target is done. I found a customer. Here is the loan application. Will submit in the bank. After that, what happens? I don't care. What is what is going on? What happens here? I found a customer, right? And then I directly go to bank and submit the application, and my job is done. Now customer also know where, who took the loan from, who took the information from customer, person who works for the Citibank. Now person can directly go tomorrow to Citibank and inquire about his application, what happened, right? Whether he is approved or not, or whatever the information they require. They can directly go to Citibank and they can inquire. Means everything is happening directly. This is called direct lending. Direct lending. In the direct lending, what happens? Loan officer directly working for the lender. Directly working for the lender. I don't care whether they take a loan or not. If I find the customer, I will get all the information and will submit in the bank. It's called direct lending or retail lending. It is called retail lending, where loan officer directly work for the bank or lender. The next is going to be wholesale. Wholesale, where the loan officer, right, could be a broker. What do we mean by loan officer or broker? Let's say I'm working for a Citibank for 1 year, 2 years. After 2 years, I know so many customers, right, who themselves, they approach me directly. I need a loan. Give me, take my application and let me get approved from your bank, or help me to get a loan, whatever, right? But I have a good clientele now. And I think Citibank, whatever there are so many loans that so many customers that I'm bringing to Citibank, and Citibank is not paying me, or this bank is not, sorry, not Citi, but bank is not paying me enough money. I think I have a lot of clientele, so I can move to someone else. Then somebody told, why to move to someone else full time? Become a broker, get a broker license. You have already an NMLS ID. So why to worry? Become a become a broker and start your own business. Find people. You already have so many clients, so you can find some more, right? And even if you want to hire more loan officer under you who can go and search client for you, do that. But you have lot of work, lot of clients. Become a broker and start giving these application on a commission basis to the bank. You can even give these to the Citibank or wherever you work, or whatever bank you know. You can go talk to them, that show them your license, and then start business with them. Get their guidelines or whatever information, and then each time your loan gets approved, gets funded, you will get a good commission, maybe 2%, less than 2% or 2% maximum that you can get for each loan. So just believe it's a 1 million loan amount, get approved. How much this loan officer going to make, right? So instead of working just for $2,000 per month, anyone wanted to become a freelancer or broker. What will happen now when someone become broker? Let's say I am the broker. Someone come to me, okay, I want to take a loan. I will, okay, yeah, give me all the information and I will get you the loan. Now this person is going to ask me from which bank you are going to get me the loan. Then I will be silent. I will be telling, no, I have five, six banks. I will, let me make out which one is whoever the bank is going to give you the less interest rate, there I'm going to apply your loan. I will let you know. Don't worry. You just think that you have applied loan with me only. I'm not going to tell that person where I'm going to submit his or her application. Then I will go to the bank or the lender. I will submit the application. I can even submit that loan application in 3 different banks or 5 different banks. Now I will see whoever the bank is going to approve this loan earlier, whoever the bank going to give me a good commission, maximum commission, I'm going to proceed with that bank only, right? The only thing is here, when we discuss the direct lending, person directly bank for loan, he disclose all the information about the bank to the customer, and customer or bank both can call each other for more information. In wholesale lending, there is a middleman now between customer and bank. Any information that need to be delivered to customer, it will from bank, it will go through the middleman. Bank will approach broker. Now broker is going to relay that information to customer. Customer require more information, need to submit document. They will again go to the middleman, means broker, and then broker is going to share that information with the bank. Both parties, customer and bank, are not going to meet each other or going to call each other until loan is approved or getting to close. This is called indirect lending. Also, so indirect lending, basically nobody call it, but call it TPO. TPO means third party origination. Third party origination, because origination is done by the broker, loan is coming to the bank, right? Bank didn't originate the loan. Is that clear? Any question? Any question? Anyone? No one? Everyone is with me or slept or gone or left?
Yeah, with you.
So with you only.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so it's a, you are telling that you need to know about the anti-steering disclosure, right?
Right, sir.
Okay, so anti-steering disclosure is, in let me proceed further, right? I will explain it later because the next topic is going to be related to disclosure. There, I am going to explain it more. Then it will be more, easily understood. I mean, the concept will be cleared easily in the next topic because that is related to disclosure.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So TPO, wholesale and direct means retail wholesale. What is happening? Maximum 2% of the commission that any broker can get from the any loan, right? Okay. Now, third is correspondent. Third, the channel number one is a retail channel. Then your TPO, third party origination, means wholesale. And third is correspondent channel. So loan application can come through the correspondent as well. Now, what happened when I told you that somebody told me go and become broker? Why are you just working for one bank? You have lot of clients, right? Start your own work on a commission based. So every loan that is being funded, approved, I will get 2% of the maximum 2% of the commission of the loan. Whatever the loan amount has been funded, I will get 2% of that. Let's make it hypothetical. Maximum is 2%. But most of the time, I will not be paid 2% fully. They might say, no, actually the margin is going, LE is not balancing. So we had to reduce your 1.5 commission, or sometime even 1%, sometime even 75%, 0.75%, right? Which is very painful actually sometimes. That okay, and then first I was demotivated with working as for a retail lending. I become a broker. Even a broker, right? Business is going down. I'm not getting enough commission. But I can see I'm giving so much business. I have so many clients. There are agents who are working under me, right? And they're also finding a very good, customers, 8, 10, 20 customers in a month. So much business, and I'm getting so little, just 1-2%. But on comparing, on the contrast, lender is getting, he is getting processing fee, origination fee, he is getting underwriting fee, right? Lender is, earning closing fee, credit report and appraisal. Everywhere there are some amount, right? That is going to the lender. But broker who is actually finding the business sometimes feel very disheartened. Oh yeah, not making so much money and lender is doing so much. So then what happens? I'm a broker. I cannot become a lender. Lender is a huge task. Lot of licensing need to be taken. Lot of investment need to be taken. No investor is going to believe, right, a broker, unless they have lot of bank balance or something portfolio, right? Good portfolio. And that could take years or so much time. So what, as a broker, now I have a plan. I will not find the investor for myself that I'm going to lend, I'm going to fund, and then someone else is going to purchase file. I can find a lender and I will tell lender that, right, lender has, when I find a customer, I send the entire application to that lender, and that everything lender need to do. Lender need to do process the loan, lender need to underwrite the loan, close the loan, right? Need to set up, need to do the third party, lot of documentation, lot of setting, need to be done in the loan. So what I'm giving, instead of going to investor, I will go to lender. I will find a lender. Those will be investor for me, right? But they will have the lending business who will be originating the loan. So I will go to lender and I'm gonna tell them that, this much of the work staff I have, this much of my office, this much of my asset, these many people who are working with me as a loan officer or processor. So what I wanted to do, whatever the business I am finding, or I will originate them, I will do processing, right? I can do underwriting as well, or if you wanted, you can do the underwriting for those. Then send to me, I will get it closed. Once closed, it will come to you and fund. Now, in this case, what is going to happen? I'm originating, so origination fee I will take. Processing fee I will take. If underwriting will be done by lender that he doesn't believe me, right? If lending is not believing me, I can say, okay, I will send the file to you. You underwrite and send it to me. Then I will make it clear to close, right? So closing. If I'm going to do the closing fee will be also be mine. So now so that's a good business, right? It's a good business that is going to happen. Now, this lender, whoever going to get file, he just need to do underwriting, right? And funding. Rest of he need not to be worried about. And because he underwritten the loan, so they are also very much, they are good that, okay, fine, we underwritten, we approve the loan. Sometimes even when they think that file is so clean, so good, that even let them do them the underwriting as well, and we will just audit it. Maybe if I'm doing 3 or 4 files in this way, they might take 1 or 2 files for underwriting, and they believe, okay, if they they did good underwriting in these 2 files, other 2 files, let it go. They will be good. They will be clean. They trust, and then those files will directly go to funding and will be funded by the lender, not by us, by lender. Is it good or broker is good? So when this kind of setup will be done by broker, right? It is called correspondent business. Correspondents are actually brokers, but they become so big, right, that they find a lender for them as they use them as an investor, because whoever investing the money, they should be considered as investor, but actually they are the real lenders. This correspondent is not a lender, he's still a broker. He cannot lend, he won't be having so much of money. But instead of sending the application itself to someone, right, they are doing all the petty tasks and sometimes even the underwriting as well. But they cannot fund the loan, they won't be having so much of money. So what? They will find a lender who will fund these loans. And then lender is going to sell these files to someone else with a margin. Did you understand what is correspondent? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, that is what the correspondent. Now, remember I told you underwriting means loan approval. Sometimes most of these, when someone starts with a new client, they do not believe whether this broker is going to do a good underwriting, or his underwriters is going to do a good underwriting or not. So they tell, no, you originate the loan, process it, complete the documentation part and send it to us. We will do the underwriting. That is called delegated files or delegated underwriting, because underwriting is being delegated from the correspondent office to the lender's office. So we are delegating files to do the underwriting to the lender's office, right? But if lender tells us, okay, let's say till 100, I'm just giving you example, 100,000 loan amount, you underwrite the loan. But any loan that is more than 100,000, let's say it's $120,000, send it to us. We will underwrite them. That also happens sometimes. That is how step by step correspondent will get more responsibilities, right? Now what will happen? Any loan 100,000 will become non-delegated, right? Because that will not be delegated to lender to get underwritten. Any file more than, and I'm just giving a hypothetical example, okay? the 120,000, in that case, this file will be given to the lender for underwriting. That will become a delegated file. Sometimes you will find this, this term within your office. Okay, there is a delegated underwriting file. There is not. These are non-delegated files. You need to make sure non-delegated, which will not be sent to the lender to get underwritten. They will be underwritten in-house. Now, delegated will be delegated to a lender, to a party, to an investor who will do underwriting audit or will do the complete underwriting, and then they are going to send those files back, get closed, and once closed, they will fund these loans. Any question regarding correspondent, wholesale or retail channel? These are the three lending channels. So wherever you work, whoever you are working, right, you will receive files from any of these channels. You can receive from correspondent, you can receive from TPO wholesale, or you can receive for retail, right? How to find it, whether it's a wholesale or retail? Go to loan application. Okay. Let's say you are working for Indigenous Outlook. You are Indigenous employee who is a lender. You are working as an underwriter for Indigenous Outlook who is lender. Now you have loan application. In that loan application, loan officer column showing name as Sudesh, loan officer name, and NMLS ID number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then loan officer company name also given there. There, if written Indigenous Outlook and Indigenous NMLS ID, company will also have an ID, right, license. So if that license number is written for Indigenous Outlook, you can easily make out this loan officer also work for Indigenous. That means it's a retail. Does that make sense? If loan officer also work for the same company, right, who is the lender, then it is going to be obviously a retail loan. But if here loan officer telling no, he doesn't work for Indigenous, he works for Wealth Fargo or WLS. Now your lender name and your loan officer company name is not working. That means it's a third party origination. Someone else has originated, so it's a broker loan. Broker loan means wholesale lending. Is it easy enough to recognize how to recognize wholesale or retail channel?
Yes,
In
yes.
your loan application, you can easily make out. I will show you when we will go through the loan application. That time I will show you where you will find all this information. Okay. Nice. Good. Retail channels are clear to everyone. Now we are going to jump to the next. किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन है? Any question? Don't hesitate. Ask now. Okay, good. Either what I can, assume, either you are getting everything that I am sharing with you, I mean, you are understanding everything, or you are not getting anything from this training. Only two people never ask questions. The number one, who understand everything, or who doesn't even understand a 0%, right? Both doesn't ask. If someone is in between, he's gonna ask the questions, right? Good. But I'm sure you guys have, following my last preachment, where I told you that how Indians ask questions, they only ask those questions which they already know the answer, right? And then they, for a comparison purpose, they ask questions. If the answer match with their question, they become happy. If the answer doesn't match their question, they become annoyed, right? So that is true actually. If you don't believe me, try it. Ask someone to, that if they have any question, you will see they only ask those questions which they already have an answer. Because as soon as you are going to give them a different answer, they will, start commenting on that. No, 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 this, how it could be, how it could be. Then ask them if you know already why you are asking this question. Right? Okay, no. But if you have any question related to underwriting, don't be hesitant. Okay, ask. Chalo. Now we are going to start the loan life cycle, also known as mortgage cycle. We know once loan officer find the customer, convince the customer, right? They are going to send the file to the whoever it is, wholesale or lender. Ultimately, the file is going to receive at the lender's office. Make sense? Now, once the file reach at the lender's office, what is the age of line? Where all the rooms that this file is going to get through? First of all, it will get into the origination. So what is origination? Basically, origination is called where the loan is tested initially, whether it should be processed or not. Whether it should be processed or not. In correspondent or in lender's office, wherever the loan is being tested, initial on the basis of verbal information that we have received from the borrower. As a loan agent, when I convince borrower, I don't ask for any documentation. I ask for the information, okay, how much loan amount you are looking for, what kind of property you are looking for, what do you think, how much is your monthly income, right? How much the deposits that you have in your bank, or what is your total debts, how many liabilities that you are currently paying, all this information, right? What is your date of birth, what is your name, is there anyone else who's going to come with you for a loan, right? So all this information I'm going to get verbally from the borrower. Either me or borrower, anyone can fill all this information in the loan application. In the loan application. Okay. Everything is filled in the loan application, right? Now we are going to test whether borrower will be able to take a loan on this verbal information. We haven't asked any documentation purpose. We are going to proceed with this loan. So whatever he or she told us, we believed and we filled everything in the loan application. And now this loan application is being moved to the lender's office, right? As soon as we get this loan application signed, all the information we received from the borrower, either borrower himself or herself going to fill everything in this application, or it is going to be 8, 6, 10 document page. If you go to take a loan to any bank, you will see, oh my God, who is going to fill all these forms? It could be 10, 12, 15, and it takes sometimes days to complete it, right? So most of the loan of borrower or customer, they only tell, okay, I'm ready to give you all the information, but I'm not going to fill all this information. Fill it out. And mostly loan officer obviously going to assist them, going to fill this application. Right? Some borrower who will have some knowledge, good information, right? They fill this application themselves, but still there are few pages that only lender can fill. Lender means loan officer can fill. We'll come to that later as of now. So once this loan application is filled, we will ask, or as a loan officer is going to ask borrower to sign this application. Now, as soon as this loan application gets signed by borrower, it is called loan originated, right? Sign and then date. Obviously, if borrower is going to sign this application, then they are also going to put a date. Let's say August 8, 2023. This is the date, right? Now, this means what we can say, once the application has been signed by borrower, we will consider loan is originated, started. Are we together till this point? Or
Yes, Sudesh.
okay. Now I'm going to jump to some other logic. Okay? In the US, there are two different rules or regulations. But instead of rules, I should say regulations. Now, what do we mean by regulations? Like in India, we have two governments. One is state government, one is central government. Central government ruled by Modi, right? State government ruled by state government. Like in Punjab, there is a different government. In Karnataka, there is a different government. In center, there is a Bhajpa government, right? Now, what is the difference between center and state? Or let's say in US, in the similar way, they have federal and state governments. We have central and state, they have federal and state. Federal and state government. Now, what is the difference between them? If any rule, right, any regulation or rule made by federal government will be applied throughout the US. Any rule, regulation that will be, declared, that will be, made by the federal government, it will be applied by all the states of 50 states of US. It will be applied on all states, even in territories, its territories. It will be followed because it's a federal rule. Unless there is specifically, an exclusion mentioned that, okay, this state need not to follow, they have a different rule, federal rule, so they need not to follow this rule. So there will be different specific guidelines for that. Otherwise, generally, federal rules, right, federal government rules will be applied throughout the US equally. But in the state rules, they will not be followed by the entire US. It will only be specific to that portion, to that, to that state only. Like Haryana and Punjab, both are different. These are states, right? Different states. Both could have a different rules. Even sometimes same government will have. Haryana has, let's say UP and Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Haryana, both has Bhajpa states. Even then, both will have a different rules, set of rules, different, laws or rules or regulations, because those will be specific to those states only. Those are called state law. But when anything made by central, it will apply throughout the US. Is that fine? Is that understood? What is the difference between federal and state?
Sir.
Okay, now whatever the rule and regulation that need to be disclosed, that need to be shared with anyone, that will be disclosed or on a paper, and that paper will be called as federal disclosure. Means something that is the rule, regulations, law, right, notice, anything that is being disclosed on this paper belongs to federal law. Means federal, it is a federal disclosure. Something disclosed related to federal government. So it is called a federal disclosure. In the similar way, anything anything, right, that is a paper which disclose state law, state act, state rule, regulation, that is called state disclosure. So you will see there are lots and lot of disclosures. I think sometimes more than 100 disclosure in a file, in a loan file, right? Few of the disclosure are going to remain same in every file, while few disclosures will be different in every file. What do we mean by that? If file belongs to California, you will have all the federal disclosure same. But if file belongs to Arizona, it will have same federal disclosure which you find in the California file. But when it comes to state disclosure, there is a possibility that 50% of disclosures are different in California compared to Arizona. Make sense? Because state changing, so disclosure will also change. So there are going to be two type of disclosure. One is state, one is federal. Federal disclosure are going to remain mostly same in throughout the US, whereas state disclosure are going to change state by state. Is that clear? It's very important. When we are going to proceed further, these are going to be we are going to use these disclosures. You need to understand it. So when I say state disclosure, put it aside, right? Let's keep the federal disclosure in the focus. In the federal disclosure, what I told, any rule that has been, any notice, any law that has been made by federal government, that will be applied throughout the US. So let me share one rule with you. According to federal law, any borrower, right, who is signing the application, the first application, the first time application, that is called initial loan application. Any borrower, if signing the initial loan application, should be disclosed, or he or she should receive loan estimate within 3 days of initial application date. Right? What I told, originated loan application signed on August 8, 2023. So he should get loan estimate by 9, 10, 11, 3 days, 11 or August 11, 2023. By this date, he need to receive the loan estimate. And since it's the federal rule, no one can breach this. Any lender is going to breach this. There could be high implications of that. Lender can even, lose their license, lending license. It's a federal government rule. Is my voice is clear or enough? Sounding well?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. Okay. Good. So that is what the rule is. So now, what is loan estimate? Loan estimate is like, I'm going to take a loan from a bank, right? I applied the loan, and after 3 months, when my loan is closing, I'm taking a loan of 100,000, and someone is telling me $30,000 I need to pay as a loan transaction fee. Nobody is going to give loan on free, right? Even they are giving us a loan amount, but transaction fees need to be paid. There is appraisal, there is origination fee, there is funding fee, there is lending fee, there is lot of fees that need to be paid. Who is going to pay them? Borrower is going to pay them. Even when we take a loan from, we take a personal loan, you apply for 100,000, they will ask, okay, no worries, you will get 97,000 in hand. You will say, I applied for 100,000, they are giving me 97,000. Okay, 97,000. They have given us 100,000, but they cut 3,000 as a transaction fee from our loan amount and gave us 97,000. That is how it happens. Or if you go for a personal loan, always check this information. Sometimes we say, no, I need 100,000. They will make your loan amount 103,000. 3,000 is your transaction fee and they will pay you 100,000, but you have to pay back 103,000 plus interest. That is what called loan transaction fee. And that need to be paid by everyone, right? But since these loans are going to be huge, right? Like going to be like 100, 300,000, 400,000, 1 million, 1.5 million, right? Those much of high interest, high loan amount. So obviously the transaction fees is also going to be very heavy. So according to the government, federal government, they states anyone who is going to sign the application, right, to proceed with the loan, to he or she means borrower should receive loan estimate within 3 days of loan application. No one can breach this. If someone breach, they will stop the loan then and there, right? And then we'll start a new application. But they won't proceed with this. Nobody want to take this risk. It's a federal rule, right? Loan estimate. Loan estimate is similar. Like if I'm taking my car to the service station in the morning, they are going to look at the car and then they are going to estimate this much of the servicing fee that they are going to charge. That is not going to be 100% correct, but at least I will get an idea. Okay, 10,000 for servicing, it's very heavy. I don't want to go with you. I will take my car, I will go somewhere else. Next service station, I give them, I ask for estimate. They have to give estimate on a paper. Every car company, they need to give estimate on a paper. Similar way, anyone who is coming to take a loan, we need to, as a lender, we need to disclose the loan estimate within 3 days. Within 3 days. Now it's borrower. If they get within 3 days, now their wish. If they are okay with the loan transaction fee, they can proceed. If they are not, they will stop there. They can move to someone else. Does that make sense? What is loan estimate and why it is we need within 3 days of loan, we need to disclose loan estimate within 3 days of the loan application. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think most of the people, I could see their voice is very low. I don't want to proceed further now, right? Let's stop here. If someone has any question, they can ask. But yeah, and let's meet tomorrow. We'll move from here. We'll start with the disclosure. Okay. Don't want to give you a lot of download at the start. But I hope that whatever we have discussed so far, that is pretty clear to everyone. If not, please don't hesitate to ask.
Sure.
Done. Also remember, I have already told you guys what? That it is fine that you are learning underwriting. But since you are going to work as an underwriter, what you need to do, you need to prepare for the first task. It is your secondary to learn underwriting. The first task is to be prepared for interview. Keep practicing. Keep practicing. The best way to try to explain all these terms that we are discussing here. Here I'm clearing out your concepts. But how are you going to explain these concepts to your interviewer? That depends on you, right? If you are going to clarify, if you are going to explain these concepts to your interviewer, like what I'm explaining, you won't be able to explain even one or more than two terms, because it's a training session. That is an interview. There you need to be very specific, to the point. Whatever they are asking, you need to answer them. That is gonna happen only if you practice. What are disclosure, loan estimate? I'm not saying that they are going to ask you what is loan estimate, what are disclosure. But still I'm telling you, keep explaining these terms to yourself on your phone, right? Whenever you get a chance to explain something, to answer, try to answer on this platform and utilize this platform. Listen to your voice, on the recording, how do you sound there. But if you're not going to practice, the interviewer will get to know either you have learned something or either you do not know underwriting. You only recited something and coming to this interview. That is how people make. That is how manager make, right? Okay, you can ask. Both are managers. Ask them how do they take interview. They are going to give all these tips. Maybe in the upcoming batches, trainings, they will definitely get their views as well. Okay, but yeah, keep practicing. That's all for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Subscribe to Indigenous Outlook. There you will find the recording. I will let you guys know on the WhatsApp group when I'm going to, once this recording will get converted and will be saved there. Okay, bye-bye. Till then.
Bye-bye, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.